Happy New Year. Welcome back. Tonight, I'm just going to be talking about everything that I've learned about music, marketing, and basically just publishing music online in the last 2 years. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And of course, none of my clips are working. Why is that? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. Let me switch over here. So, I mean, just to start things off, let's go back to like 2020. So, back in 2020, I started posting stuff on TikTok. Actually, this was 2021. And back in actually, let's go back to the very first thing that I posted on TikTok. Let me hold up. Let me just set the should have done this before the stream, but I'm going to do that right now. So let's just set up the sound. Hopefully this this works out. Let's see. So we're going back 2021. I think this is 2021. Oh, hold on. Let me change the audio settings again. Off to a great start already here. Starting off the new year strong without having the sound set up here. Dude, what? Hold up. Okay. Anyways, so let me go back. This is the very first thing that I ever posted on on TikTok. This is so embarrassing, dude. This is the first thing I ever posted on TikTok. This was December 13th. December 13th, 2020. And dude, it's not even in the right orientation. So this is from one of my streams back when I had a different name. And I don't know why the audio's not playing. I'm just gonna figure this out because no one's watching anyways. So let's figure out the audio. Let me just play it here. I don't even know what this sounds like. This video is over 3 years old or 4 years old. Did my internet just stop working? Oh, here we go. Anyways, so it was just some lo-fi beat that I was playing, but this is the very first thing that I posted, right, on TikTok. December 13th, 2020, wrong orientation, screen orientation and all. It was just straight from a stream capture. And in January of 2021, I did this thing called January, which is actually happening right now. So what January is, it's basically you just post yourself jamming with any kind of music for every single day in January. So let's go back to the first January or January. I'm not gonna play all of them, but if you can see here, for 31 days straight, I posted something on TikTok. And this was really hard. I remember it got pretty stressful, like forcing myself to make something every day in January of 2021. But I managed to do it. But even then, when I first started this TikTok account, you can see the views are just, super low, like 300, 200. Nothing ever really broke. And this is basically how it went for all of 2021. Like, I would just post occasionally, just random stuff, And then let's see, things started to pick up. My first video to hit over 1,000 views. It was this Wii theme song remix that I made in my car while I was waiting for sushi. Um, Back during the pandemic when nothing was open and you had to get takeout for everything. And this was the first thing to break 1,000 views. And I was like, oh my God, like 1,000 views. That's crazy. You know, I'd never gotten that on TikTok before. And that was January 30th of 2021. And I mean, for the most part, nothing really broke, right? Like all of 2021, nothing really happened. It started to pick up a little bit, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views. I think this is when the TikTok algorithm just started um, targeting my audience, started figuring out who my audience was. Uh, Kind of showed that I was making music and I was being fairly consistent with the content. And let's see. Yeah, it started to slowly pick up, right? But the one video that really took off was towards the end of December 2021, right? Nope. Looking for the Aqua. Where is that? And again, throughout 2021, I wasn't really posting consistently. It was just kind of whenever I had an idea, maybe like once every couple of weeks or something like that. But the one video that I posted on TikTok that really took off and basically gained me like 10,000 followers in uh, like a week or something like that was the Aqua video. And for some reason, I can't find it, which is super weird. Did it get deleted? Wait, that's so weird. So I'm trying to find the video that like allowed my TikTok to really take off. It was supposed to be like somewhere around here. Oh my God, just listening to old music, old things that I posted is just like it's so bad. But I guess that's part of it, you know, that's part of the process um of improving and getting better. Oh no, that's why, because it's pinned. Okay. So this is it. So this is the video that blew up on TikTok. The first video of mine that blew up on TikTok. And it was okay, of course it's gonna take forever to play. But I mean, you can see here it was crazy. I had never had a video explode like this video did. And the funny thing is, what you're seeing in this video is only that was it. Like that was all that I had. I didn't make anything else regarding or in terms of the song. Like I just had this little tiny, was it like a minute long snippet? What is going on? There we go. So that was it, right? It was just this 1 minute long snippet that I had made, performed it live. I had a 360 camera attached to my head, and it worked. Or, I mean, a lot of people found out about it, and everyone was requesting like the actual song, the full song, and I had none of it done, right? And this was right before New Year's, December 29th, 2021. And I got back from New Year's vacation, and then I was like, dude, this is it. This is, I guess this is the moment I've been waiting for. Like, people actually want to hear my music. Because before that, none of anything I posted really made a splash in any sense of uh, the term. But this was the song where I thought, okay, maybe people will like it. So I made the song, and I feel like to this day, it's the biggest or the most popular song that I posted, and it was the first one. 27,000 streams. Okay, it's something, right? But that was my first song that I ever posted. Um, and that was without any marketing, anything. Basically, what I'm doing now is I'm learning how ads work. I'm learning how um, just submitting to playlist curators works, just trying to get my music out there before it releases. And I had no idea how to do any of that back when I finished the song, right? But um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so slowly over the years, or over the last couple of years, I've just been on Reddit. I've been watching countless YouTube videos about marketing and or music marketing and how to get my stuff out there. But honestly, like the most, hey, we got Mercurius in the chat. How's it going? Welcome back. How you been, man? How is Oregon treating you? I know you just moved up there. Missed you already, dude. But I'm glad to hear that. Apparently, I guess everything's settled, that you're there safely. So, yeah, man, welcome back. It's good to hear from you again. And tonight, I'm just talking about my my musical journey over the past couple of years, and how I went from this, this one video, making this cover of the underwater theme level from Donkey Kong, all the way to where I'm at now, where I released an EP on my birthday last year, released a couple other things, and now I'm releasing my new single, Out of Mind, that's coming out on January 23rd, 2024. And everything is pretty much ready to go. I've been submitting to playlists on Submit Hub. I got approved for we're at we're on 3 playlists right now. So when the song goes live, it'll be on 3 playlists that are, I guess, decent size for an artist my size. So that's what I'm working on right now. Doing good. I'm exhausted. Uh, I bet. I mean, moving is no fun. I mean, it's a lot of work, especially I can't imagine moving out of state into another kind of unknown territory, right? Nice to have some constant in all this change. Glad you're doing something you enjoy. Yeah, I'm glad that I don't know. I feel like, yeah, releasing music has been a lot of fun. It's just learning as I go, But thank God for YouTube and uh, everything else that I've been learning. Reddit has been super helpful, just in terms of hearing other people's experiences when it comes to making music. I'm just gonna be completely transparent. You guys want to know how much money I've made on throughout everything that I've released. So I released my first song on Spotify in January of 2022. So this was Aqua. You can see it right here. I uploaded it January 6th, 2022. Released 5 days later, because I was like, dude, people got to listen to it. People want to hear it. And something that I've learned is that you should release songs 4 weeks, at least 4 weeks in advance, just so it has time to get pitched to editorial playlists, potentially Submit Hub, playlist curators, and and all that other stuff, and getting all the visuals ready, just getting all the ads ready if you do that. I mean, you don't have to. That's something I've learned. Like, you don't have to do any of this. You don't have to promote it at all. I mean, you can just totally live off the grid theoretically, with music, just post it whenever you want. But I'm trying to learn as much as I can when it comes to, getting music out there in the most effective way possible. So, Mercurius, $800. That's super generous, man. I wish. I wish I made $800 from streams from all my songs. So with all these songs, all the songs that are out here, from Aqua to Conquered EP. So that's one, two, three, four, and then four songs on Conquered, which was 8 songs. So from all 8 of my songs that are on Spotify and all streaming services right now, this is how much I've made. I haven't withdrawn any of this. I'm pretty sure I haven't withdrawn any of this stuff yet. I don't know, but that's it. I've made $271.17 streaming with all my streams. All of them. Yeah, this is it. This is 64,310 streams. All my streams to date from the last 2 years, 3 years, something like that. That's the number. That's what we're looking at right now. That's the reality of all the work and all the time that I've spent learning how to use all of this stuff right here, spending all of this money, all this time making music, countless hours. None of my sound effects are working. Damn it. This is like the perfect time.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Can you hear that? Okay, that works, right? Anyways, yeah. That's how much I've made. I'm just gonna be completely transparent. This is it. I don't even want to withdraw it because like what can I realistically do with $271.17? But anyways, let's move on to some a brighter topic. Yeah, not bad. That's a start. It's something, right? And honestly, I never thought I'd be making money specifically just off people listening to my music ever. When I first started my TikTok, like I started out the stream talking about how I went from 0 to like almost 30,000 followers, and going back, I think this whole stream just gonna be going through my TikTok because I think it's cool to see how, number one, like how my music has evolved over time to where it is now. And I don't know, it's just I'm glad that there's this living document of my music and like how it's changed and all that. But anyways, now that there's actually people in here, now we can all collectively laugh and point and laugh at all my older stuff because I haven't looked at any of this since I posted it. So back in like 2020, 2021. And also before we move on here, I'm just gonna give a quick shout out to our special guest. We got Shy Girl 4367 in the house. If my clips were working, I would do the applause, but for some reason they're not working at all. So not sure what's going on. Hold up. There we go. There you go. Let's give her a quick hand right here. We got Shy Girl 4367 in the house. We got special guests. We're upgrading here. We're stepping up our game here in 2024. We're not messing around, right? We got special guests. We're going, man. We're making it happen. We got 2 viewers here. We got $271 in the bank from streaming or making it happen. Making it happen, dude. Hope I made a little with hope I made a little with the downloads and vinyl. That's true. I didn't take that into account. So in addition to the I guess the relative crumbs that I've earned from from Spotify and DistroKid with point I think it's right now it's like point 0.4 cents per stream or something like that. Yeah, I've definitely gotten more than that on Bandcamp with people paying, more than point 0.4 cents, thank God. Point 0.4 cents per stream or per listen. People have supported, the EP. Uh, let's see, let's go over here. Yeah, they've got the vinyl. People have just bought the album or the EP itself, like a digital version. So, yeah, I mean, yes, I would love to be able to make a living off making music or just making content and just creativity. I'd love to be, I mean, I do that for a living, right? I do creative work for a living, but yeah, I'd love to make a living doing music, a combination of music and videos. I mean, that'd be amazing. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I feel like this is all just part of the process and being able to embrace that process, even though it's not immediately lucrative, or getting that sort of instant gratification. Like, I do this because number one, I've been doing this basically like my whole life. And to be able to do it now at this stage in my life is awesome. And like to share it with people and have people buy a record that I've made and all the people that I've met in the last 3 years, specifically through music and like playing shows. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. Like I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm on this path that I've continued to pursue it. It's it's cool, man. It really is. And going into 2024, I'm just going in with that gratitude, right? Because you have to, right? Otherwise, I'd be looking at my streams and being like, dude, I made $271 in the past 3 years through my music or through my streams. Like, this seems impossible. You can't live on $271 every 3 years, right? Right, Shy Girl? Yeah, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, it's frustrating. I've had similar success with selling tools online. Oh no, no. Uh, Justin's in the chat. Shout out to Justin. Justin is in the chat right now. He made it safely uh to where he lives now. So shout out to him. All right. Before we move on, I really just want to fix. I need to fix this. I need to fix the source. You know what? It's fine. Anyways, let's see. So for my latest release called Out of Mind, which comes out on January 23rd, I'm basically taking everything that I've learned over the past 3 years, like in, from producing music, making music, and then also to marketing my music and putting it out there. Uh, I'm applying it to this release. So if you look at the date here, I uploaded it on December 30th. It's releasing on January 23rd. So that gave me roughly like 3-4 weeks, right? And that's the runway you kind of want in terms of the release schedule, so I could get I could pitch the playlists, I could make all the content I need to make before it gets released on January 23rd. So I've been doing exactly that. So if we go into Premiere here, I've been making these videos, and I actually took out my drone yesterday. Oh, damn, that was yesterday? It seems like so long ago. So it's so crazy. So I took out my drone, and I took out my drone that I hadn't used in, I want to say, like 4 at least 3 years. So maybe 4 years. And what I did was like I, I got on top of my car, and then I just tried to control it while being casual at the same time, which was really hard to do. That's why I looked super awkward and like terrified, because this drone was just like hovering super close to my face. And yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking. And also I was on a cliff uh next to an ocean. So there was a lot going on, right? And also it was like 7 or 8 in the morning. I didn't sleep well the night before. I was super tired, and then I was also on this cliff with the drone with its propellers spinning super loudly in my face. And that was my morning yesterday. Anyways, going back to the main point, giving myself 3 to 4 weeks to make all this content, right? I actually posted this yesterday on an Instagram story. Jesus. I posted this on an Instagram story. I'm going to repost it on release day. Basically the same thing, changing up the words just a little bit. But I'm going to spend next weekend making more videos. I'm actually going to probably go back out to the coast and make more content. Just more driving content, stuff like that. I ordered like this suction cup for a camera mount. So I'm just going to do some weird angles while driving, and then use that as content for this release. So when it releases on January 23rd, like that's when everything is going to go out. Like all the Instagram posts, TikToks, I haven't made any yet. So I'm going to spend the next week or so doing that. And yeah, man, I just feel it feels good to just be learning something and applying it, especially to something that I care a lot about. So it feels good, man. It feels good. And what we're looking at right here is a site called Submit Hub. This is a way to submit your song to playlist curators. So let's check out where I've been approved. So I got approved by these three playlist curators here. It says it's going to be shared in a Spotify playlist. This guy, Alex Boychuk, who has a synthwave, I think it's called like a synthwave playlist. He approved 2 of my other songs, so he was one of my first choices to pitch this, the upcoming song Out of Mind to, and he approved it. And this is a playlist that has gotten me like 2, 3, 4,000 views in a month. And I checked, it's legit, it's not botted, and that's another topic that I'm going to get into after this. Something that I found that people pay for. You can pay for streams, you can pay for anything. Basically any metric, any vanity metric you can imagine on the internet, you can pay for all of it. Views, followers, likes, comments, all that stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not doing any of that. I'm trying to be as legit as possible, and Submit Hub is it's all these have basically been verified, like all the playlist curators and all that stuff. But that's not, I'm not going to say I didn't look at them. So let's look at, I'm not going to say Okay, before I move on, I'm gonna say I don't know if these are legit or not. I'm not gonna say anything either way. Why are you looking at me like that? Hey, we got Studio Sphinx in the chat. Welcome back. Good to hear from you guys again. I'm trying to find the applause clip because my stream deck's not working right now. No idea why. Dude. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. There you go. We could be getting paid for what? Getting paid for, oh, when you meant streams? When you are you do you mean streams? I'm talking about like how some people buy streams like this. Like I've gone down the rabbit hole of watching people like testing these services out of like, oh, we'll get you like 5,000 views. Basically what these things are, from what I've found, they're basically from click farms. And if you don't know what click farms are, it's literally what it sounds like. It's just like it's usually in China or another country, and they have just these phones, like racks and racks and racks and racks of phones, and then they just go down, and it's one or a bunch of people just like clicking, and I'm guessing that's where a lot of these come from. Like guaranteed 10,000 views. Like how is that possible? And then I actually watched a video I think it was today about how these like bot views and these bot streams, they don't really do anything. Like yeah, it bumps the number, but in terms of like retention and like actual fans, of course it's not going to work. And there's for every one of these services, there's just a million others out there. Like and yeah, it's crazy. We are your number one fans. I streamed your music just yesterday. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's so weird to think that like it's not weird, but it's cool. It's cool that people are listening. And going back to my TikTok when I first started it, like 3 years ago, in my small room in Foster City, like during the pandemic. This was during the pandemic. This is like in the thick of it, right? I look so different. I look so much younger. This was just 3 years ago too. Anyways, what else have I learned about marketing music or just music in general? I feel like the most important thing that I've gotten out of all of this, out of all these videos that I posted, out of everything, right? I feel like just so many doors have been opened in terms of, I guess, people that I've met through making music. Like, I started playing shows because someone saw my videos, I think here on TikTok or Instagram, right? Uh, and he asked me to start playing shows with him. And because of that, I've been able to perform all over the Bay Area, here in the city that I live in. And I would have never imagined, right? When I first started my TikTok back in 2021, who would have thought, man? But it's cool. I'm glad. But, am I gonna play a gig again soon? I mean, so am I gonna play a gig again soon? Nothing is planned right now. I think it would be fun. I haven't really been practicing DJing much. I've just been focusing on making music, which is what I really enjoy doing. Like I'm glad I learned how to DJ because I got invited to play at certain places. But I don't know, like every time I've been DJing in the last couple of gigs I've played, I would have like this existential crisis, like standing up there and just having people just like I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird that I'm not the one playing music. Like I'm just yeah, I'm the one like queuing things up and all this stuff, but I don't know. I think I've talked about this before, but I don't get the same I guess satisfaction that I do when like I'm actually making something. So if I were to play a live show again, like I'd want to actually be the one playing the music. But I mean, I'm open to DJing again, but I really honestly have not been DJing at all. Like just even on my own. Like I don't go out and seek tracks and I don't go out and, you know, make playlists. I don't know. It's just something I don't find myself doing. Like I'm either listening to music or I'm just making it. Like I'm not like saying, "Oh, this song's dope," or "This song would be cool." Like if I transition, it's like my brain doesn't really work like that in a way. Like when I've had to do DJ sets before, like the show that I played, it's just been like, oh, I really have to work, and sometimes it's not as enjoyable to do it, but I don't know. Maybe I just need to get better. I think I just need to get better at it because I'm still a noob at DJing. Like I'm not. I've played like what less than 10 gigs, so yeah, barely know what I'm doing up there. But it's been fun. I got to meet a lot of people over the past couple of years. I feel like I've become more confident in the things that I make, and I don't know, I still have those ups and downs, you know. I still have like the seeds of doubt that pop up every now and then in my head of like, is this something that I should still be pursuing? But then why not? Like if you like something, just keep doing it. Just don't listen to whatever bullshit your brain tries to tell you. Anyways, what else am I looking forward to? 2024 resolutions. What do we got? I was thinking about this a little bit. I don't really set resolutions myself. I just set like I guess goals that I want to achieve. I want to be more consistent. That's my main thing. More consistent in making music, putting it out, basically just scheduling things out, right? Because if I want to make this like a full-time thing, or if I want to grow, I guess, as an artist, musician, whatever you want to call it, like that will only come through consistency. And to be perfectly honest, in the last year, 2023, I haven't been consistent. You know, I've been kind of jumping around to different things. I feel like the most consistent that I was last year was when I basically forced myself to make that EP. Like I set the goal of releasing something on my birthday last year, August 22nd, and I did it. And like that goal came to be I think sometime in like June. So I had like 2 months to figure out how I was even gonna, you know, shape this project, what it was gonna be. Like that idea for the EP didn't even come to be until probably July, like a month before. So I just said, all right, I had originally intended it to be an album, like 13 songs or something like that. Actually, let's check this out. So I have this spreadsheet, right? And in this spreadsheet are all these ideas that I had for songs. You got the song title, you got the notes. I'm clipping right now. You got song titles, you got, oh shit, I moved it. Song titles, notes, story behind it, ideas, lyrics, all that stuff. So from this page on the spreadsheet, I was able to create this, and this was going to be the album that I was going to release on my birthday last year. This was supposed to be it because I think I had the idea like the year before in like 2022. And the goal was to have all these songs done and ready to go by August of last year. And it didn't happen. So I ended up sticking to this. This was the EP spreadsheet for the EP. Why does it look like this? Oh, yeah, I suck at making spreadsheets. Anyways, originally on the EP, there were supposed to be like 5 songs, and then I cut one at the last minute because it was boring, honestly. It was really repetitive, even though a lot of the songs on my EP are kind of repetitive. This one was like really repetitive to the point of like me not wanting to put it on there. I forgot which one it was, but yeah, it ended up being four tracks for Conquered EP, and yeah, Presence. Oh, this is the original track list before I changed it last minute. So the first song was Presence, that one stuck. Second one's called Voyage. I think that I changed that to Memento. 3 was 33. 4 was supposed to be called Leading Lines. That ended up being called Somewhere in Between. So yeah, maybe my goal this year is to finish all these songs. All the songs I said I would make for the album, and then just make one song a month. Don't, and just not even worry about releasing an album. Like when I released the EP, I knew that it wasn't like, I don't know, not many people, I guess if you're already an established artist, like an album, an EP, or like an LP, it makes sense. But for an art like a musician my size, releasing an EP is just like, in terms of like getting the right amount of attention, right? Because if you release all 4 songs at once, it's just you're kind of diffusing any of that attention around it. So what I should have done, what I should have done in hindsight, and I kind of knew this going into it, is I should have done something called a waterfall release, which is releasing one song at a time. So going back, I would have released Presence first, or maybe Memento first, and then 33, and then Presence, and then somewhere in between, like 3-4 weeks apart. And then I would have just silently made it the EP, like just the collection of songs, instead of releasing all 4 of them at one time and then just saying, "Hey, check out, this collection of songs that I made." But I mean, uh, what was that? You have a microphone. Hold on, quick shout out to again, quick shout out to Shygirl4367. She's a special guest right now. So shout out to her. Do you have the microphone? It's right there. It's behind the pillow. Is it on? It has a switch.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we were also in Japan. That's why you didn't do your waterfall promotion. Okay, that's it.
It's 2024. We're stepping up our game here on stream. We got two people in stream. I've made $271 on all my streams in the past 3 years. I'm a rich motherfucker. And we got a special guest. Shy Girl 4367 in the house, man. We're making moves here. This is what we're doing, dude. This is the year. I feel it. I feel it, man. I feel like I'm gonna break $300 on all my streams this year, and it's gonna be a good year. I'm gonna go out and we're gonna go out to dinner. We can buy like two things. It's gonna be great, man.
We could get Ox 9.
What's that?
We could get Ox 9.
Ox 9?
Mm-hmm. It's a new noodle soup place. Oh, the handful noodles. Where James says that they picked up a homeless guy to make the noodles.
That's too much of an inside joke to talk about.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to explain it.
Okay, don't then. We'll leave it at that.
Anyways, shout out to Shy Girl 4367. Thank you for being here. Thanks for taking the time to make your way all the way over here from across town to be with me tonight. I know it's kind of last minute because you have, you got the mask on, but I'm glad you could make it.
Thank you for having me, Gemma Kami.
So, yeah, there you go. Monday night mask time. That's what it is. I think one of these nights or one of these streams, I'll just have a mask on too. I need a mask. Haven't done one in a while. Anyways, how's your New Year? Anyone out there in internet land? Happy New Year. Holidays are over. I'm kind of sad. This was a good holiday season. I enjoyed it a lot. Really got to take time and just relax and be with family and, finish my song that is going live on January 23rd. And dude, so I have these timers set up on these messages and they're not going, which is a bummer, but I'm not gonna try to figure that out now. Busy moving. Yeah. That's a lot. Well, I'm glad you're all settled, hopefully, for the most part. And man, let's talk about this song. This song, I don't know where this came from. I'm talking about Westbound right now. I like the art for it. The art was cool. The song itself was kind of. It is what it is, I feel like I could say that about anything that I've released or any video that I've posted. Yeah, it could have been better. It could have been better. You could have done this. You know what? It is what it is, and I gotta learn how. That's what I want to do. 2024, learn how to let stuff go and just let it be what it is, because you enjoyed it in the moment. That's something I need to work on. That's what we're doing in 2024. We're just appreciating things for what they are and not what they should have been. You know what pisses me off? Something my mom does. I love my mom, but whenever something goes wrong that's out of my control, ever since I was a kid, she's always made it seem like it was my fault. She still does this. I'll be like, Mom, something happened, was it I got hit by a car? And she's like, you should have been more careful. I'm like, dude, what? And I just saw this TikTok of this guy who kind of said the same thing. He's just making fun of it, like a skit, but Maybe that's where I get it from. I think that totally makes sense. Instead of just like letting the past be the past and not having to like blame something or someone for something that happened. It was just an event that happened. Like, you agree? Shy Girl 4367.
This is the year we go through our generational traumas.
That's it. That's it. You heard it here first. 2024 is the year that we heal our generational trauma. What did you say?
Go through our generational trauma.
We're going through it again. We're going to relive our generational trauma.
I meant we're going to heal from our generational traumas.
I agree. How about we talk about that? Let's move onto a deeper note here. Yeah, we're doing it, okay? I've talked enough bullshit about my music. Okay. Anyways, last thing I'm gonna say about my music to all two people that are here right now. Out of Mind, January 23rd. It comes out on streaming services. You can actually download it now if you really want to, for free at this weird ass website URL, hypedit.com/9k6cmb. That's it. hypedit.com/9k6cmb. It's 2024 and I'm here reading URLs that you can't even click on. So it doesn't matter. But if you download it, oh, also I'm trying this new thing. Last thing I'm going to say about my music and whatever. Last thing I'm going to say is I'm using this service called Hyped It. I'm not sponsored by any of these people. Please sponsor me. I'm not sponsored by anyone or anything at the moment. As of today, January 8th, 2024. I have no sponsors. This is sponsored by me and Shy Girl 4367. We are all self-sponsored. We are all self-paid for, but hopefully that changes over the course of the year and in the future. But anyways, I'm going to talk about the site called Hyped It before we move on. So what Hyped It is, I always thought it was like Hype Edit. Because like Reddit, Hype Edit. Apparently it's Hyped It. But I am currently paying $5 a day to... What? Paying $5 a day to promote this, to promote Out of Mind, my new song coming out. Never used this before. I've heard about it. There's a couple other services, toneden.io does something similar. Basically, it sets you up with these smart links, download gates, and other gates and links that help people follow and like pre-save your song and all that stuff. It helps in the Spotify algorithm, all that stuff. So I'm running this campaign, this pre-save campaign, and that's what this is. So right now it is targeting via Facebook and Instagram, for some reason, Alice in Wonderland fans. So Alice in Wonderland is an EDM artist. That was like the closest. I don't know. It's not the closest in like the genre that the song is, that Out of Mind is, but for some reason, it's more accurate, or it's getting more results than San Hollow and San Hollow and Odessa. So these were the top 3 choices for the ads, and Alice in Wonderland has been getting the most hits, and it's been getting, downloads, pre-save downloads. It's collecting emails. So I'm building an email list. It's what else is it doing? Oh, and then by clicking on this link, you're also pre-saving it, right? That's what it's supposed to be doing. And when Spotify sees that enough people are pre-saving it and there's enough engagement with the song basically the day that it comes out, then I have a higher chance of getting into people's Discover Weekly playlists and Release Radar playlists. And because the song is releasing on Tuesday instead of Friday like I've done in the past, that'll give the song some time to ramp up for Release Radar on Friday and then hopefully Discover Weekly the following Monday. So I could technically, I mean, I'm getting way more results than I even thought I would. Like I gotta show you. I mean, this is it, right? This is the ad. It's just the song art, and it's a preview of the song. That's it. I remember because this is all automated. All the ad stuff is automated. It walks you through everything. And speaking of everything, song title, everything bagel, Studio Sphinx. That's a good idea. I'll keep that in mind. Or out of mind. Anyways, yeah, I remember making this ad or, kind of going through the ad creation process. I was like, this thing is not going to work at all. This is like, like honestly, I was like, this is the shittiest ad ever. Oh, I gotta show you the full ad. Hold on. I don't know if I can find it here, but the wording is so. Oh, here, hold on. Let me hide this really quick. I'll try to find it on Facebook because right now I'm running ads on Facebook and Instagram, but all the results that I've been getting are on Facebook, which is something that I never use anymore unless it's for like marketplace or like talking to family every now and then. But this is it. This is the. Hold up. All right. This is the ad. Okay. I didn't write any of this. I didn't write any of the copy. I added that film, whatever, overlay to it. But this is it. This is what Hyped It created for me based on my song. And this is what it says. Attention indie dance slash new disco fans. Want a free download? Then hurry. There are just a few downloads of this unreleased indie dance slash new disco track left. Down emoji. Click the download button below to get your copy before it's gone.
Wow.
Like what? I honestly I did not want to run this ad because it's just so ugh. That's how I feel looking at this ad. But you know what? Apparently it works. I mean, for $5 a day, I'm getting some decent. It's making some moves, right? And I don't know. We'll see. This is my first time ever using it, and I don't know. I'm just trying new things here. I could up the budget, potentially getting more, building my email list more and getting more downloads and pre-saves, but I'm like, but like really, like what's the potential return on this, right? So I'm just having fun with it and seeing what happens. And that is Hyped It. That's something that I'm using to help promote the song before it goes live on the January 23rd and just seeing what happens. I have no idea if any of the like part of me is thinking like are these bots, like email bots? I don't know how that works, but I don't know. I have no idea. But you know what? I'm down to try new stuff. And if it works, awesome. if I can get my music in front of people who actually like it, like beyond, people that know me personally, which is like most of the people that are listening to me right now. I mean, I take that back. I mean, there's people. Let's do a quick look at my Spotify for artists. I think this is a cool, some cool metrics here. 8,745 listeners in my total audience. 19% are female, 77% are male, 3% non-binary, 1% not specified. And if you check the listener's age, less 1% under 18, 7% 18 to 22, 19% 23 to 27. Mostly everyone is 28 to 34. That's an overwhelming majority of people who are between 28 to 34 years old. 45%, 35 to 44, 25%, 45 to 59, 2%, and 60 plus 1%. So I thought that's cool. So with that in mind, right, I'm looking at this is real information, or real data of people who are actually listening to my music. Hey, we got General Carver 79 in the chat. Welcome back. Good to see you again. How you doing? Happy New Year. Happy holidays. And yeah, we are just talking about music marketing and everything that I've learned in the last 2 years since I started actually putting music out. All right, so General Carver is 44. He's in that 25% right here. I don't know. This is just cool to know that, okay, so most people are 28 to 34, which kind of makes sense because I'm in that age range. But when it comes to like marketing, then you got to keep that in mind in terms of like what I'm putting out there and how I want to like present my song. And let's move on to the next tab, location, top countries that have been listening to my music. Most of them are in United States, Canada, UK, France, and Germany. And it goes all the way down. There's people in... It's crazy to think that like there's people in all these places that I'll probably never go to in my life that are just listening to my music, even if it's like one person in Greece or Chile or United Arab Emirates. Got 2 people in the Philippines. It's probably like my cousins or something. Actually, I haven't really told my family I make music. Like my immediate family doesn't know that I make music. My parents don't, my sisters don't. Um, yeah, I don't want to tell them because they don't care. Like, it's just like I don't know if they don't, but it's just like I don't know. I don't have any intention of telling my family that I'm like making music, and like they kind of found out through other people that I was DJing like around, but I've never told them specifically like, directly like, "Hey, like I do this stuff." Because they're not those people. Like they're both nurses, right? They don't believe like art and music like aren't, how can I say this? Like my parents don't believe like they watch music they watch music. They kind of listen to music. I don't know. I feel like the older my parents have gotten and the older the rest of my family's gotten, it's like they become less like open to like art and like it's weird. Like I'm Filipino and Filipinos are known for karaoke, and like one Christmas we brought our karaoke machine to there and be like, "Hey, let's like do karaoke because we're Filipino." And like they didn't want to. Like no one wanted to sing. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" So so it was like just us.
It was just us.
It was just me and Shy Girl 4367.
And the sister sang in the
Yeah.
background, but she don't want to hold her microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So there's a little insight into you know, my family and their attitude towards music and art in general. Like they're not about that. And here I am sitting in front of a bunch of music gear and talking about, you know, all this stuff that like I can't even like relate to my family about. Something that I'm like so deeply passionate about and something that I care so much about, like I can't even talk to my family about. That's real. Like that's my reality. And I mean, of course, like I have my duties as a son, as a brother, like that's more relevant, right? In terms of like starting a family and like supporting my parents, you know, when they get older, that's what matters, right? Like to them, it's like this is just a hobby to me. Like they just think, oh yeah, it's like something you just do for fun. Like my dad likes to golf. It's kind of like that thing, right? But I don't know. I guess it would be kind of nice to like talk about this stuff to my parents or to my family, but I don't know. It is what it is. You know, we all have our things that we do for fun and just our passions and stuff like that. But I don't know. Anyways, let's head back into the audience for all my stuff because I think this is really cool to look at. Most people are in United States. I already talked about this. Oh, even says top cities. Shout out to Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, Walnut Creek. Yeah, man. That's cool. Oh, and then something that I'm gonna do. Oh, this is something that was interesting to me too. So I released my EP back on my birthday last year, August 22nd, 2023. And out of the 1,049 followers I had at the time, only 8% actually listened to it, which is interesting. But then again, that's not that surprising because I feel like the engagement that I get even on Instagram and even less on TikTok, but like I feel like average engagement rates for like follower to engagement ratio is like 10% if you're lucky. It's never going to be like if you get like 50%, that's amazing, but yeah, usually it's like 10% of people who follow you like actually engage and comment and do any of that stuff. At least that's what I experience on Instagram. Like I think on Instagram right now I have like around 2,000 followers or something and like I get maybe 100, 200 views on my stories. So that's like 10%, like less than 10%, right? 5, 10%, which is really, it's like, it's kind of strange, right? You'd think it would be fairly even, right? If you have 2,000 followers, you'd get 2,000 people looking at your stuff. But then you also have people who probably follow you, but then they just mute you. So they never see any of your stuff. Or I don't know. I don't even know how any social media works anymore. Like, what, how do you know, or like, how do you figure out whose stuff is getting shown to you, you know? Because I don't know. If anyone out there in internet land knows how this works, please let me know. But anyways, 8% actually listen to my music. Uh yeah, it's weird. I'm curious to see how my upcoming release Out of Mind does. I need to make a canvas for it. Shoot. When it comes out on January 23rd. But yeah, I'm excited. Just excited to put stuff out and I'm glad people, you know, are supporting and listening. It's really cool to think that, you know, 2, 3 years ago, like I would have never imagined, right? During the pandemic when we were all locked in, right? And hold up, I bought the synth, right? During when the pandemic first started. I can't, uh, whatever. It's right here. I bought the synth right when the pandemic started, like March, April 2023. This guy right here, Korg Minilog XD. And I was like, okay, I can't do shit, can't go outside. I'm gonna spend all my time learning, how analog synthesizers work, and started getting one thing at a time to where it's all of this stuff now. And one thing led to another, and then now I'm just doing this and talking about all this stuff. So I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how everything's kind of working. It's not like crazy, like holy shit, changed my life, but it has. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that none of this has changed anything. Like it's changed everything for me. It's like it's changed how I like do like how I create. Like I feel like I'm actually living in alignment with who I really am. And I feel like for so long, even as someone who's made a living doing creative work, like I've always felt like I was someone who just happened to be doing like video or stuff like that. I've never fully like identified as a creative until the pandemic, right? Like with that threat of like impending doom of like, oh shit, the world's really fucked now. So if I'm gonna die, I'm going to just be who I've always wanted to be. And that blossomed into everything that you're seeing now, and all the music that I put out, and the people that I've met over the past couple of years, all the shows that I played. Like it took the threat of death to really like make me realize that, oh no, like this is who you are, man. Like you can't run from this any longer. And to be perfectly honest, like before all of that, like I felt very frustrated. Like I felt like I wasn't authentic. I wasn't living authentically. I was trying all these different things, but I wasn't really happy with what I was doing. And like that's why, like, I know the pandemic is really shitty and like it messed a lot of stuff up, but like at least on a personal level, like it's probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And like it just like it made me realize like what's important and what really matters. And that even came down to like who my real friends were, and like everyone seemed to kind of just come together, right? Like I feel like I've gotten closer with a lot of people during the pandemic. We were like partying on Zoom, we were doing all this stuff, and yeah, it's been a crazy ride for sure. Like I know people got into a lot of different things during the pandemic. Like people got into, sourdough bread baking, people got into like crocheting. Yeah, so for me it was music, and I'm glad that it wasn't just a pandemic thing. Like it evolved into everything that it is now. And it's funny because before the pandemic, like I was kind of making music but not really putting it out there, just kind of like tiptoeing around the idea of making music and like putting it out, right? But not really having the confidence to actually finish a song and say like, hey, this is what I made and this is what I want you to listen to, and this is my creation. Like I was like afraid of that for so long. And like if I can go back to my old computer, which is right here, and like dig up some stuff that I've made in the past, I think it'd be cool to just listen to it, you know. But the pandemic just made me realize like, hey, you're never gonna be ready. You're never gonna be at the point where everything is good enough. I mean, you are where you are. Going back to what I was saying before, like just appreciating where you are at the moment and knowing that you could always improve, knowing that you could always get better. And it's enough to just be a little bit better than yesterday and to just share those imperfections and get uh just get out of the idea that you need to be like perfect, because no one is. And I don't know, there are the people who sit around and talk about other people, and like I don't know, man. It's just like you just have to decide like who you want to be. Do you want to be the person like on the sidelines and just always talking about other people doing things, or do you want to actually like be doing it yourself? And I had that conversation with myself so many times, like waking up in the middle of the night, like what the fuck am I doing? You know, like what is all this for? You know, I have the super existential moments every now and then, but I don't know. Sometimes like learning how to shut that thing off in my head has been the hardest thing to do. And music helps with that, right? It's like it's a roller coaster, man. It goes up and down all the time. And sometimes I'll be super motivated, like I'm feeling very inspired and motivated right now. Like I went out and shot drone footage yesterday, you know, like I shot this yesterday. Like I've never so quick story about this shot right here that I got yesterday morning. I've never done a shot like this in my life. So I got this drone back in like 2015, something like that. And I haven't used it in like 4 years. Like basically forgot how to use this drone, right? I just have not touched it. And I was like, yesterday morning, I'm gonna go out to the beach, you know, 8 in the morning. I had this idea, I had this vision in my head where I was gonna like have it hover like super close to my face and then just blast away, right? And this is also my first time on top of my car. I've never done this before. So I almost ate shit like trying to climb on top of my car. I thought I was gonna dent the roof because I've never done this. I put a blanket because my car was like super dirty on top of it, and I was wearing like this beige hoodie. And let me find the raw footage here, so you can see like how scared I was of having this thing like ring, like just full tilt, like drone propellers in my face. Here we go. This is probably it here. Let me just look at the raw. Like, okay. Wait, where is it? I mean, you can probably see it right here, right? Like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, I was like trying to look normal. I'm like, yeah, I should be fine. And then I looked at the footage and I look like this. But luckily, you know, it goes super fast. But if it was just like lingering and I was super tired, I didn't get any sleep the night before. So I'm just super tired and like questioning why I was doing any of this at 8 in the morning. But sitting on top of my car, this drone just blasts off. And I'm also on a cliff. So like there's just so much that was going on in my head. Like, dude, I hope this drone doesn't fall on my face. I hope it doesn't fall off the cliff into the water, never to be seen again. Um, but yeah, anyways, the reason I was talking about that is I'll I'll go through these phases of just a lack of inspiration, like just a lack of anything. Like I won't want to make anything. I won't want to make music. I won't want to stream. I won't want to do any of this. And then like I'll have these moments where I'll wake up super early and be like, I had this idea. I had this like vision of laying on my car. And maybe what if I like had the drone blast off like this? Right? And like I just have to learn how to accept that, right? And especially during those moments when I'm not feeling, you know, motivated to do anything, like those are necessary, right? Like your brain and your mind and your body and your soul need time to recharge. because if you're just trying to go all the time and you're trying to force something out, then I probably like if I kept forcing myself to do stuff even when I didn't want to, like I probably would have never thought of this. Right? And I'm like I look at this now, I'm like, holy shit, that actually turned out pretty cool, but I also want to do it again because I feel like I could do stuff better, but now that this is kind of a trial run and like now I know it's possible. And even though it wasn't perfect, like fuck it, I did it. Like I made it happen and just that in itself. And I also did this one too. Like I tried a bunch of different angles, right? Of just like zooming out into the ocean. I almost lost the drone doing that because it just disappears. Like after a certain like amount of feet, like maybe I don't know, 2,000 feet. Like at this point, like you can't even see the drone, and I thought I lost it. Like it was so far away. It doesn't look that far away, like from this perspective, but I was so scared, dude. I thought the whole time I'm like, either the drone is gonna fall on my face or it's gonna fall in the water, like the whole time. And I don't know, it worked out. I'm probably gonna go back out this weekend to go get more shots or do some car shots. But yeah, I feel like I'm in this. Oh shit, I forgot the chat. I'm in this zone where, yo, dude, I'm so sorry, you guys. I didn't realize there. I got so like philosophical and weird that I forgot that I didn't even see people were really chatting. So shout out to X Hilo if you're still here. You got Curtis in the chat. Let's catch up with the chat really quick. Sorry, you guys. Wow. I don't even know what just happened. Like I just went down this rabbit hole in my head of like just had to stop myself out of it. But shout out, we got X Hilo in here. Yeah, it's been a journey, right? And I'm glad that we crossed paths, Curtis, because man, like I feel like in a sense like it was kind of fate that I moved out of where I moved or where I was at before to where I live now, and I met so many people through you, and seriously, man, it's been cool. It's been really cool. I heard an alert, but I don't know what just happened. So I don't have my stuff set up correctly. I'm guessing it was if someone did something, can you tell me? I don't know. It's not, maybe it's a subscription or something. I have no idea. But I heard a beep, so I think something happened. Uh yeah, this shot uh yeah, I like it. I think it came out okay. I looked super constipated and weird in it. Oh shit. Yeah, it looks super constipated and like awkward. Like so if you look at my hand, like I'm trying to be all slick and like sly, like hiding the big ass controller under this blanket. Like the controller like is that I'm pushing the joystick on is under it. And also like this my face, dude. I almost didn't post this just because of like the way I look. And like it just looks so weird. But anyways, and that rotation, that subtle rotation was I, I'm so glad that was an accident, but I'm so glad I accidentally did that. It was just supposed to be a straight shot with no rotation, but because of the way like I pressed it because I wasn't looking at it correctly, like it added a subtle rotation because the left joystick does both elevation and then also the rotation. So like it was at the slightest angle and it allowed me to get that subtle rotation out. So this isn't in post. This is all straight from the camera. Like I could have probably done the rotation in post, at least with it in this aspect ratio since I shot at 4K. But yeah, just those happy accidents, man. Like I saw this, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that. I got that. You can kind of see the propeller in the shot for like a little bit. No, you can't. It's like at the bottom here. But you got the subtle rotation, and then you got some like the cool Um, you got the lines of the road. Um, you got the water in the background. I don't know. I love the spot. This is actually the same spot that I shot a lot of the visuals for Conquered EP. Shout out to Jason who helped me shoot a lot of this stuff, but I also shot the visuals for Westbound on this cliff. Like this is my go-to spot here. Um, yeah, some little cool trivia. Anyways, let's see. General Carver 79. Do your interests, push through your fears of failure. It's part of learning. Ignore what people think about you. Hard mindset to practice in life, but necessary for happiness. Absolutely. The older I get, the more I'm starting to see, the effects of certain ways of thinking, especially with my own personal family and the lack of, I guess, openness. I mean, I feel like that naturally happens when you get older, right? You get more set in your ways, but I mean, especially like with my family, right? I feel like I'm very different in terms of like the way that I think from my family. I mean, I'm a first generation Filipino American. My parents came here in the 80s when, yeah, they came here in the 80s. They're both nurses, of course. And they're very practical. Like they had to survive. They came from a mindset of I need to get the fuck out of the Philippines because shit's going down. There was like an uprising, revolt in the 80s, 70s. Shit was happening. There's a lot of violence and stuff. And you're like, dude, we got to get the fuck out of here. And then, yeah, so they left. And then they came to this completely foreign country, United States, where they just had to figure shit out, right? And I think about all the stuff that they had to go through, and I'm like, dude, I had it so easy. I lucked out. And I think about that every day. I'm like, dude, I lucked the fuck out. And yeah, I'm just that's why I'm just grateful every day that I get to do what I do. I get to do this because my parents decided to, search for a better life. But anyways, before I go down that rabbit hole, let's get back to the chat here. Watching it, you would not guess that was your mindset. You pulled off an interesting shot. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it turned out better than I thought. Late night thinking, waking up sometimes at night, ideas and thoughts, sometimes early in the morning, waking up. My mind has ideas about things I'm concerned about, interests or problems. Important to capture those thoughts in writing. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I always tend to come up with something when I'm about to fall asleep. Like that moment, I don't know what I've read something about this before. It's like the brainwave beta waves, one of those alpha beta waves, something like that. But like that's when all the ideas seem to just flood in my head, and like I'm either trying to fall asleep or fight sleeping and then write it down or something. Yeah. And then I feel like all the subconscious subconscious thoughts come out at like 3 and 4 in the morning, like good and bad. And it's tough when all you want to do is just like sleep, and you can't, because it's just like the thoughts are so intense and there's no filter, right? It's just straight like things that you've been suppressing, things that you've been trying to ignore, all the things that are just coming into your head. I'm like running out of breath right now, Jesus. Yeah, Curtis, I'm just trying to enjoy being in this zone as much as I can, because I know it just comes and goes, it's just it's a part of the creative process. You'll have those moments where everything seems to be going right, and then you'll have those moments where you can't seem to do anything at all, or you can't seem to just find any sort of idea and work with it. But I think that's when, discipline comes in handy, and discipline and consistency. And that's something that I'm trying to work on. Good book for that is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Super helpful in terms of just creating habits and sticking to them, identifying as a person who uh, does certain things, and then creating a set of systems and processes to help support that identity that you choose. Like, so for instance, I'd be like, I'm a musician, right? So as a musician, well, what is a producer, an artist, what do they do? Well, no matter what, you're going to put in some sort of work every day. It doesn't have to be a crazy amount, just something small, right? You start with something small and maintain that consistency, and you build from there. Another book that's helped me a lot is Stephen Pressfield, War of Art. And I don't know. I should just make a list and I'll put it somewhere. The shot looks fine. There's another frustrating thing about being creative. Your mind wants to just absolutely ruthlessly be critical of everything. I can't thought. Be absolutely ruthlessly be critical of everything you put out. Have to ease up, try to guess how other people see your work. Yeah. I think about that with my music. I'm like, number one, it's crazy that people are actually like listen to my stuff. Like I'm surprised like even one or two people are listening, right? But I mean, it's cool. It's posting music on Spotify and seeing all these metrics has really shown me like just just make music, dude. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you get 317 streams this month on your EP. Like just be grateful like one person's listening, right? Like I'm not trying to break any records here. I just want to make music, dude. And if people enjoy it, awesome. Great. Like I don't know. Like I'm 34 years old, man. I'm not gonna blow up. I don't know. That's not the goal. Isn't to do that, right? The goal is to just be able to make a living doing things that I enjoy and doing things that I love. Like that has been my goal, my recurring goal for the past like 5-6 years. So I don't know what else. I think that's basically all I want to talk about with my music. Anyways, have to ease up, try to guess how other people see your work. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just glad people are listening, and I'm glad that I feel like I've tried to separate my personal life from change the view here. I feel like I've tried to separate my personal life and like the people that I know in real life from my music. I tried to do that for so long. Like until I couldn't anymore. Like that's why I started the Instagram that I have now. Like I didn't want people to know I didn't want people that I knew in real life to know that I was making music. It sounds so stupid now that like I'm saying it out loud. But that's why I have a personal Instagram that I haven't looked at in like 2 years. And if you're still following me on that personal Instagram, you might as well just unfollow me because I haven't looked at it in like forever. Like my music Instagram has just become my main one. I don't really post like personal stuff, but again, like I try to keep my music separate from my personal life. And I don't know why I did that. I think it's because I wasn't confident about my music, and like I didn't want people that I knew in real life to like see the music that I was making. If that makes any sense. I don't know why, like that's so weird. And then people started finding out about it, and I'm like, shit. Well, but then like why? Like I try to think about that. It just comes to a lack of confidence, especially when I was starting to put music out. And then even the idea of putting a song out 2, 3 years ago scared the shit out of me. Like I didn't think that anything that I made was good enough to to be on Spotify, but then you realize like anyone can put anything on Spotify, and anything, everything is out there, and I've listened to a good amount of it. And I don't know why I'm so hard on myself about a lot of this stuff, but anyways, yeah, I'm glad people are still are listening and people are enjoying it. And I mean, it's motivating me to become better at what I do, and I think that's the most anyone could ask for. Like that's the most I could ask for at this point in time. It's like it's that sort of feedback loop and that cycle of wanting to get better at what I do, and then also having people that are supporting and buying music and listening and collaborating, and it's just this cool place to be. You know, I can't put it any other way really. It's like it's a cool place to be, and I just want to get better, and I want to connect with more people and just do this and hopefully work this out to be able to make a living off of this. Like that's the whole plan, and that could be through sync licensing, composing for projects, um probably not streams. I was talking about this earlier, if there's anyone else new. This is how much I've made on all of my streams ever since I started releasing music on Spotify. Oh, and drum roll, this is it. I've made $271.17 from all of my songs on Spotify and all streaming services. That's a real number. I haven't withdrawn anything. That is the real number. That's reality. I mean, I can show you. I'll be completely 1000% transparent right now. I've gotten a total of 64,310 streams on, I think this is just Spotify, right? Yeah, $271. Oh, here's a cool breakdown. Check it out. By song, right? So crazy. Can you imagine like how how are you putting so much work into music? It takes so much time, it takes so much work, and then to get paid this amount is it's insane. For even for like 33,000 streams, that's a lot of people, right? It's a lot of music listening for a song, but apparently not. Yeah, $136 for Aqua, 65 for Prelude, $23 for Aqua drum and bass remix, $16 for Memento, 10.91 for 33, 7.20 for Prelude, $5.89 for Westbound. That song that I ended up driving back and forth. I don't even know how much I spent on gas going to the coast and back filming stuff for it, but I made $5.89 from people listening to it. $2.99 for Presents. That's like a cheeseburger at In-N-Out. Maybe not even enough for a cheeseburger anymore. 272 for Somewhere in Between, and then this is not. This is like, wait, Open Space. How did I get 6 streams? Oh, here's a fun trivia fact. This is the very first song that I uploaded, but I think I deleted it. I don't even know what song it is, but apparently it was like a test. It was a test to see if it could actually work. And yeah, Open Space. See if you can find that on the internet. somewhere. It got 6 streams, so I guess they're probably all from me. I think all 6 streams are probably from me. But I made 2 cents from myself, I guess. Anyways, so that is the reality of making money off of music. Well, through Spotify and through streaming services. There are other ways to do it. Bandcamp has been I've made way more money on Bandcamp, I would say, than on any streaming service. So, number one thing I've learned is if you want to make money, don't rely, like, of course, it's common knowledge, but yeah, don't rely on streams. They're not going to make you any money unless you're getting like millions of streams a day. I know there's an artist named Nick D. He's like a country, like, rap artist, but he gets like 1 million streams a day. And 1 million streams roughly translates to like $8,000 a day. So do the math. This guy is rolling in it, like bank, dude. $8,000 a day. That's $56,000 a week. $56,000 a week. Let's say 60,000 a week times four. $240,000 a month. Yeah, like there's a way to do it. I mean, I guess what it really comes down to is like make good music. But I don't know. TikTok is big too. I mean, the reason why Aqua, I feel like, has the most streams is because it blew up on TikTok. Like, this was the one song that really blew up on TikTok. And it also happened to be my first song that I ever released in on Spotify. So, dude, TikTok has changed a lot. I feel like musicians have to rely on ads a lot more now, whereas when I started posting, like, it was a lot more organic in 2022. Now it's just like you need to run ads on music. Like, I don't see that many music related TikToks anymore, even though like that's my niche and that's what I usually got shown before. But yeah, I don't know. Things are changing. But I'm still gonna try to push Out of Mind on TikTok. I have some ideas for videos that, I don't know, like starting with this one. Like, I'm gonna try to figure out how to kind of repurpose this, maybe combine it with some other shots, like driving shots. I got a suction mount. I just ordered a suction mount for my car, so I'm gonna get like these driving shots along the coast. I don't know. We'll see. But it's already 10:15. Holy shit. Anyways, if anyone is out there, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for listening to me uh talk about all of this music stuff. Hopefully at least something I said was worth listening to. But yeah, it's been a cool run. I mean, I'm saying that like I'm done, like, but no, it's been great so far. That's what I meant to say. And I feel like I've learned a lot in the last 2 years, and I'm just trying to keep going. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for like everyone that's here right now, everyone who's listened, everyone who's watched a video. Um, it's weird to like, I don't know. I've said this is like my millionth time saying this, but like taking a step back, I think it's important to take a step back and kind of just realize like, wow, like this is actually a thing in my life. Yeah, enjoy the ride. Oh my God, let's go. We're going way back, man. We're going back, enjoying the ride. Electric Wave. I had a YouTube channel like years ago, and that was interesting. Like, but then I stopped posting because I just realized I was just a walking billboard, like free advertisements for all these products that I wasn't getting paid for. And it wasn't fun anymore. Like it was a lot of work for like no return. Like, and I know I could have monetized it. I could have done stuff to been like, oh, let me get the sponsorship, whatever. But it was all just out of because I enjoy doing it. But then when I realized that I was just I was working all this time I was working for free for these companies, and I wasn't getting paid shit. I'm like, dude, it's not worth it, man. If you can't figure out how to monetize, and this is back in 2016, 2017, and like so much has changed since then. But yeah, I had a YouTube channel. I mean, I have one now for my music that I want to update more regularly, like this. Like I could just upload snippets from the stream. I feel like I'm gonna do that. That's mainly why I want to stream now. As you can see, for the people here, like I've changed the layout. I took out all the other unnecessary shit that doesn't need to be on screen, just so I can kind of take snippets out of it. I've specifically made this so I can chop this up into like social media, like TikToks, Instagram Reels, so I can just chop myself off on the side, crop it, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do with the screen capture, but yeah. So slowly like figuring stuff out, right? And that's what it is. That's all it is, though. That's all it is. And wow, yeah, Studio Sphinx, like you've seen my evolution from electric wave days to music to what? Oh yeah, to all the did you say it in the microphone?
No. Did you say it?
What? Say it.
To Boba Spam.
Bobo Spasm.
Yeah, I've had like 5 or 6 different names before I settled on Jamakami, which is now it's official because I have a sign for it. Yeah. I don't know. Like I've went through like 5 or 6 different name changes. Also, fun fact, uh my Instagram that I have now for Jamakami started out as a streamer, like a video game streamer account called Boba Spam. Like boba and spam. I just combined those together for
Boba Spam.
And then I was watching this guy stream on Mixer and I started talking in the chat. And then he just walks up to the camera and it's just like
Bobo Spasm.
And that's the story behind that sound effect. I hope that guy's doing okay. He was super unhinged, but that's the one memory. His legacy lives on. What are you gonna say?
Last time he was stuck in the garage. I hope he got out now.
Yeah. Yeah, the Art of Wisdom. That was his Mixer name. All right, Mercurius, have a good night. Hopefully, I'll talk to you soon. Not gonna be streaming. Actually, no, I'll be streaming next. Yeah, I'll be back next week, Monday nights, 8:30 p.m. I'll be back here. Yeah, we'll see you then. All right. All right, Carver is out too, I think. Thanks for hanging out, Carver. Appreciate it. And you know what? I'm gonna take that as my cue to head out as well. I was gonna end at 10. It's already 10:21. I gotta stop this before I just keep endlessly ranting. I mean, we were gonna talk about generational trauma. We're gonna talk about on the topic for next week. We're gonna talk about generational trauma. And yeah, just vent about our parents. So if you're into that, that's what we're talking about next week. 8:30 p.m. Monday, January 15th, 2024. All right, let's do it, guys. That's what we're moving. That's the name of the game. That is the name of the game for next week. And yeah, maybe I'll give you guys an update on how the music stuff is going, but yeah, we'll see. That's a holiday. Yeah, I'll be here though. Yeah, I'll be here. So see you guys next week. Carver, see you next week. You'll be here. Stay cozy. Shout out to Shy Girl 4367 for being my special guest here. MVP of the night. And yeah, feel free to bring your emotional baggage. We'll just let it out. You know, I haven't gone to therapy in years, so this is gonna be it. I'm long overdue, so that's gonna be great, man. Sometimes you just gotta get shit off your chest. People keep too much shit in and try to be tough guys and tough girls. It doesn't do shit. It actually makes things worse. So yeah, just we'll talk about that stuff. We'll see what we can get out of that. And yeah, man, see you guys next week. Have a good week. Happy New Year. And see you later. Bye.